We
You get a
drove through
wild
a
ass.
fucking dust cloud yesterday that I almost had to trade my bike in from a fucking combine. It was out there doing in a field.
Yeah.
And it was so thick when we rode into it, you couldn't see. Literally,
sure.
you couldn't fucking see.
Well, and you have allergies too, don't you, Tony?
Yeah, it was all in my fucking helmet. It was a bad situation, dude. It was freezing. I was fucking had pollen up my nose.
Oh,
The one time you go further than the gas station.
I know it.
And you hit a dust storm.
Hit a fucking dust storm. I was bitching too. I was in that. I was like, "You motherfucker, cocksuckers!"
how's that? How's that? How are those new mods treating you, Tony?
Dude, they're nice. And I'll tell you what, I had to have a set of bags that are easy to get in and out of.
That's what she said.
That are quick, you know what I mean? Where the latch, it's open. I mean, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
At least for me. Yeah, it's fucking nice.
I tell you, put any more different colored accessories on that bike, you can ride it in the Pride Parade.
I could.
No,
Black, gray, and red.
And so you added bags, you added a fairing, and because I remember you said it's a whole different bike. It changed everything.
It's a whole different bike, yeah.
So the fairing's frame mounted, right? So is that weird when you're turning and your fairing is still straight away?
It took a little bit to get used to because it's stationary,
right?
And it doesn't move, but the wind protection is.
Yeah, you won't think. That's the same with the Road Glide. You won't think about it after a while.
I don't. It doesn't bother me now. But when I first rode it,
it's a little disorienting when you first ride. Yeah.
And field of vision, right? So, Dave, I was going to ask you about that because I've never ridden a Road Glide yet, but I've sat on it a few times, and every time I sit down on it, I always think to myself, the field of vision is weird. So you obviously adjust to your field of vision.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Well, because you can't see in front of your bike.
Because you're looking, you're looking much further ahead rather than
just like driving a car.
Yeah.
Oh, you're supposed to look ahead when you drive a car?
Yeah.
No, I mean as far as your lower vision, you can't see right as much, but just like a car.
Sure.
Right, because you're looking over the hood. So,
right.
Yeah. But you do
have to
make sure though that you see shit far out.
Right.
What do you mean catch wind?
It catches wind. So yesterday we had a pretty good crosswind coming in, and it does catch the wind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like the Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Well, and I think what he's also talking about too, Dave, is that when you put a fairing on a smaller size bike, it doesn't have the benefit of the weight that our bikes do. So you're more affected by the wind because a crosswind's harder to ride through in a bike that's lighter.
But he's right. Like my Road Warrior caught wind like a motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
With the crosswinds, same thing with the fairing he's got on.
Yeah.
You know, on the cross stuff, it's going to catch.
Yep.
But no, at fucking 80 miles an hour, I can fucking talk on the phone and drink coffee.
Looks like Brittany got hit by a crosswind. That's
Why
why he blew her out.
Why is Brittany bouncing out?
Maybe she had to poop.
Oh boy.
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Girls do poop too, you know.
Everybody poops.
I know.
Contrary to popular belief.
Presented by Memphis Shades, the clear choice for custom windshields and fairings for your motorcycle. And Wild Ass Seats, stay in the saddle longer and in total comfort no matter your butt or budget.
Well, I'll tell you what, riding with Phil is no fun.
Did he put a dick and balls on your bike, man?
Dude, no, I didn't get the dick and balls, but that motherfucker, he's on a mission. He was gone. I even lost comms. He got so far.
Phil rides with intent.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is.
To not enjoy any scenery.
No scenery. And we were on these roads I've never been on, and they were fucking great. And they're like, "Did you see anything?" I was like, "Fuck no, I didn't see anything. Just a fucking blur trying to keep up with you motherfuckers."
Is everybody riding at Phil's pace then too?
No, Blake and I were in the back, and Jay was kind of in the middle, but Phil was fucking gone, dude.
Well, he's riding with all those hoodlums now, so
Yeah, he was gone.
so you rode on roads that you've never ridden on before too.
Yeah, I used that Kalimoto app.
Oh yeah.
And,
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, it had us on some little sketchy fucking roads, like one laners.
Oh
Were
shit.
you in Indiana?
Do what?
Were you in Indiana?
Well,
Did you
yeah,
cross
we
over?
eventually ended up over there. We just crossed the river to go to Madison to eat, and then we came back over. But we were on like these little 1.5 lane roads that they were cool, but
That's like
That was-
most of the Kentucky, like, I don't know, back roads.
Brittany, I thought you were going to
Yeah.
ride with them. Was it too far for you guys this weekend to ride with them?
No, Ryan,
Oh well. What? Well, how come you didn't ride with them?
it was too cold.
because I've been
It was too
sick.
cold. Oh
Too
yeah.
cold.
You've been
No,
sick.
I've been feeling like shit for a couple days. Not as bad as Percy, but I didn't want to go and make myself worse, so we stayed home.
I am ordering some fucking heated gloves immediately. I just need to figure out which ones.
It
Are
was
you gonna-
pretty entertaining watching the chat after the fact because everyone's like, "It was a fucking cold day." I
It was
like,
just my
"Well,
hands. My
Are you gonna-
hands.
Yeah,
I
they get
just
cold.
couldn't.
What kind of gloves were you wearing? Were you wearing?
I had on
perforated?
those I forgot the name of their
Odin?
leather gloves I got from like Fox Creek or something, but they're lined. I mean, they have like a fur lining in them.
I don't. Once it's so cold, I don't think it matters.
Were they
Like,
leather?
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, they're leather. I
Just-
wore my
just when
leather
you're
jacket
in
for the
the-
first time ever with the sweatshirt underneath it. And I mean, that was fucking good. You know what I mean? And
Do you have
those-
hand guards on your bike?
No. But my hands were fucking cold.
Yeah, it's just the wind chill. I mean, you get enough wind blowing on them, and they're just gonna be cold.
And there
Heat
was a
grips.
spot on my neck. About
Open
Yeah.
skin.
You
Open
need,
Yeah.
to,
Right, where
you
it,
need to
like,
wear.
yep.
You got to wear a scarf, dude.
You gotta
need
wear
to-
an
I
ascot.
told everybody I need to get a fucking an ass guard. What's
Yeah.
that thing called? Did you wear
Ascot.
an ascot?
Yeah.
Asgard.
I need to get an ass
Need
guard.
an ass guard too.
So, did you decide, Tony? Are you going to get liners or are you going to get?
So there's these ones I found on Revzilla. I forgot the Gerbings.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
So-
Gerbings make good stuff.
Yeah,
They do,
the
yeah.
thing that I liked about them is they're heated front and back and the fingers,
Yeah.
to where a lot of the gloves are just heated on the palm and not the top of your hand, where
Now they
That's the part
battery
that gets
battery
cold.
operated, or you got to plug them in.
you got to plug them in.
Yeah, don't get battery ones.
Yeah, so
I'm
you
gonna have
got
to
you
get
got to
new
get
ones
the
'cause
whole
I don't. Yeah,
setup to get the
Yeah.
Gerbing to work. But
those Iron GIs I bought for Leo's ride a
yeah,
couple years
Yep.
ago, I only got probably 2 hours out of them before they went dead, and then my hands went numb. I actually had
Sure.
to stop at a McDonald's, drink a coffee to warm up, and let them charge while I was drinking said coffee.
Gerbing
While you're-
stuff's usually pretty good. I mean, I wear a Gerbing vest that's battery operated,
Yeah.
and I usually get about 4 hours off of each battery.
I was good on the torso. I thought if anything, I'd get like pant liners
Yeah.
and the
Yeah,
gloves.
I think hands and
Yeah.
then yeah.
One of the things too, Tony, when you were talking about how the gloves are heated, really the only thing that matters is the top of your hand, because
Yeah.
that's where the wind hits it. And
Yep.
if the top of your hand is being protected from the wind, plus you have to think about it like this: when you're riding, the wind is going to push that heat from your glove into, you know what I mean, like into the
Yeah,
rest of
and-
the glove. So
Yeah, so like a lot of the ones I was looking at was like they heated your palm, and I was like, that fucking, if you're want to hold your pecker all day, that's great.
yeah,
But the top of my hands are cold, so
Right.
that's
But if you're going to ride a lot in cold weather, get hand guards.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get
I
some of
have
those
hand
say that's an
guards.
estimate-
I
that's an-
have them. I just
yeah,
they're just not
That's
on
an
the bike.
underestimated product that a lot of people look over that make
Yeah.
a big difference. Not
Huge
only
difference.
for weather, but just for everyday riding. Because if have you ever taken a pebble to the hand?
right.
Kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they really shine though in cold weather and when
Yep.
it's raining,
Yep.
because it keeps the rain from beating directly into your gloves.
Yeah, and you'll be surprised, Tony, if you don't have hand guards on your bike when you get to, riding a long distance or riding a 500-mile day or whatever. your hands are going to be absolutely covered in bugs. The amount of bugs and everything that those hand guards even protect you from is a lot.
Well,
So
I
road
have a
debris
set
and that
in the
kind of stuff.
garage. I just never put them on. I
So-
got the Memphis shades out in the garage.
I
Yeah,
took
you
my
should put 'em
hand
on.
guards off at the start of the summer, and all the traveling I did this summer, I didn't have hand guards on. I didn't have any issue with rocks or bugs.
Well,
I
you did have,
however,
you did have issues with rocks and bugs, didn't you?
I had not on my gloves.
Yeah, that
did
fucking
have,
fender's terrible. I
issues,
can't even look
though,
at that
when
bike.
in the rain. That was the big thing. That's where I really missed them in all the rain that I hit.
Oh yeah, it does make a difference in the rain to your hands stay drier
Yeah.
longer. So I was looking in Discord and I saw a picture of a front wheel of a bike, and it looks like Brittany got a dick on her bike too.
She did.
Dick and balls.
You're muted,
She-
Brittany.
Muted.
Oh, she's not talking to us anyway. She's talking to somebody else in the room.
She's not happy.
Yeah, Brittany got dicked.
She did.
My
I think
internet
I'm the only
connection
one
is
that didn't
piece
get a
of
dick.
shit right now.
You're the only one, Tony. You didn't get dicked because it wasn't because you were supposed to. It was opportunity. Phil
Yeah.
did not have the opportunity to dick your bike.
dick
It's not
me.
it's not if but when.
Yeah.
No, yeah. You know what? I told him. I said, put 2 on mine. Just don't give me one. Double dick me.
Hey, I left mine on. Mine made it
Yeah.
all the way home. I left the dick on my bike. It's still there, in fact.
Yeah, I was double dick it.
I wonder if you had one of those those dick valve stems on your bike and you went to get your wheel changed, do you think you'd get them changed, or do you think they would call you back and be like, "Hey, can you come take the dick off your bike
Can you
before
come
we'll change the
pick
tires?"
this dick up off your bike? Well, no, I will not.
Well, it's not just a dick; it's cock and balls.
Right.
It's like
It's
today
all
I
the
had to
love tackle.
take. Speaking of that, I had to take Doug to the fucking vet today to get his shots, right?
Yeah.
And he's not fixed. He's got nuts. So he's like, and the vet looked at me and goes, she's a lady. And she's like, I'm going to need you to start checking his testicles every month and the base of his penis. And I was like, I'm not doing that. And she goes, well,
Cut 'em
you have
off.
to. I said, look, the dog follows me around enough. So, she didn't find the humor in that.
That's the funniest fucking thing I ever heard.
if I start grabbing my dog's balls, he'll never leave me alone.
He'll never leave me alone.
Hey Doug, how you doing, Doug?
Shit. Oh. Didn't you say a couple weeks ago, Tony, that new puppy just bit Doug in the balls too?
Oh yeah, grabbed onto him, dude. He's just shaking. Just
What are those?
Mm.
no, the vet did not find the humor in that. But I'm not going to cut the dog's balls every month to check for any lumps. I was like, that's the reason I pay you.
Ooh, chew toy.
Dougie, turn your head and bark.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's why the dogs are always so excited to see the vet, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like fucker follows me around enough as it is. I mean,
I'm here for the ball play.
yeah, this will be change everything. It's a whole new dynamic now.
Mm-mm.
I remember at FDVM went to Tony's house, and I met his new puppy. And it wasn't too long afterward. He left a big roaster on the fucking floor.
Big old steamer bean right on the floor.
That dog could shit, dude.
He's got this long body, and I think the turds are as long as his body, dude. I mean, I've never seen anything
He
like
made
it.
a
He's gotta
nice
walk
whirl
away
whip on the
from him.
floor. That's for sure.
As he shits, he walked forward.
Oh, jeez.
It's amazing. He's
It's
a
like
Pez
watching the kids
dispenser
at the
of
Dairy
shit.
Queen make the cones. They have
Yeah,
a little-
it's just the dairy whip. So he has to walk them out.
Jeez.
Oh,
It's so bad.
he better not fly any airlines anytime soon.
Mm.
Oh.
Stay off Delta.
Oh, God.
Be another emergency.
Rename
would
that
be.
dog Delta.
We have a steamer bean from aisle 2 to 10.
And it's funny because Jennifer was out walking that dog as soon as I pulled up.
Yeah,
Goes
no.
to the house.
Just drops the bean right there. I forgot how much work puppies are, dude. They're a lot of fucking.
They are.
It's a lot of action.
They're always work. It doesn't matter how old they are.
No, where's what happened to Brittany?
Brittany said she's having a janky connection.
Yeah, no, you started talking about cock and balls, and she left.
No, cock and balls.
She got
So-
offended.
So Tony, do you think the changes that you've made to your bike have made you want it to ride more, or did you just like forget how fun it was to ride?
I think I just haven't had the chance to ride
as much
this summer, and now that I've slowed down a little bit, and it's unfortunate because it's the wrong time of year, but
right.
Well, you're finding out if all the mods you've made are the right ones because of the weather conditions you're riding.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So tell everybody again what you did.
So I found this company. I think it's called Hero. Villain to Hero? Is that it? V&H.
Yeah.
Yeah.
V2H. Yep.
Yeah.
Villain to Hero. Yep.
And they do FXR type mods. So they do the fairings and the bags and things like that. So I got a set of their bags, the FXR bags,
FXRP bags. They're
FXRP bags, and then I've got the FXRP fairing. And put on it, and he did offer them colored matched. I got the fairing colored match, but I got the bags in black. And dude, it's great. It changed the bike.
Well, and that's the same stuff that Sassy Pants rocks on.
Yeah,
hers, right?
yeah, she has the bags.
Yep.
But she has the like Harley ST fairing on hers because she bought an ST.
She has the ST. So for those people that don't know, the distinguishing difference, the FXRP is the police bike, the FXR police bike, and so those are the bags that came on the FXR police motorcycles that they've remanufactured and put out there. So yeah, it really looks great. I am super stoked on how your bike looks. So that's why it was. I bet it's just an absolute joy to ride.
Yeah, no, it's fun to ride, and the stuff for what he's offering it's very reasonably priced, and I was concerned about quality, but I'll tell you what, it's top notch. I mean, it's great stuff, and he's reasonably priced, and his customer service was great, and if you give him a DM, he answers you right back immediately, and I mean, it was a great experience working with him. So.
It's awesome.
And he's doing some pretty cool stuff. He's got a lot of carbon fiber parts too, if you're into that.
Nice.
Did you guys hear about my bag situation? Not that one, but
no. Well, what's up? Please tell.
What's
going on with your bags?
So a couple months ago, I swapped a bike on the showroom for glossy bags.
Yeah.
I really love the way they look, and the bike that I swapped them with, they actually looked better swapped with mine because it had a seat that had more of that charcoal color to it. Mm-hmm. So they perfectly matched, and the side badge had that gray painted side badge, so it all worked perfectly. I was like, that looks great there. Mine looks better like this. So FTBM came around. I had those bags the whole time, and then 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 Fridays ago, customer comes in, and he had bought that Sport Glide the week before. Well, he had come in, and he's telling one of the sales guys that sold him the bike that his key doesn't lock the bags. And I hadn't, the whole time I owned those glass bags, locked them. No, I hadn't the whole time I had those bags ever locked them because I never needed to. And Todd, the sales guy that sold him the bike, came in and said, hey, this customer's here about those about the issue with those bags. So I go and talk to the customer. I'm like, okay, it's like there's 3 ways we can handle this. I was like, one, I can swap you one key for one key, and then you have to use one key separate for your fork, one separate for your bag lock. I said, 2, we'd have to swap out the locks. And our service department's backed up. I mean, I can't get anybody in that quick. And then the third one was to swap bags. So it ended up being I had to swap bags.
Ooh. That sucks.
Stung
Yeah.
big time.
Well, if you can work it out again next time, just make sure you exchange the keys so they have the keys on there.
Yeah, I'll just swap 1 for 1 key.
Yeah.
Or I might see if one of the techs in the back can swap out the locks if that's possible.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know how that's integrated.
Yeah, those things come right out, man. There's just a C clip that holds them in.
Well, and if you like with my bike, because I got aftermarket top cases, I have a different lock for my bags, and then a different lock for my King Tour pack, and a different lock for my Razor Tour pack. So I have 3 separate keys for mine too. So, I don't care. It doesn't bother me, but that's the way it
wouldn't
works.
bother me either. He just said he wanted 1 key to do everything.
Oh, sure.
I was like, shit. But
Yeah.
we just have to get another black Sport Glide in. We have one in, but it's got a big scratch down one of the bags on the top.
Ooh.
So I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
We'll probably get another one in.
You'll get another one. The cocksuckers.
Yep.
I would have said, you know what? We got this one over here. It's got this big scratch in it.
You could have 3 keys.
Yeah.
No, it was just a situation where I was like, I'd rather that the customer be happy than cause an issue or something like that. So
No, well, that sucks. Even though you did the right thing.
It still stings to this day, but
yeah,
it's all good.
So I
That
wonder
does
how
suck.
that. I guess then if you order new, like
No.
bags, do you
The
have to
keys
get new
wouldn't
keys?
match. No.
Yeah, I
No.
never.
Yeah,
thought
we had a
about
guy that comes into the shop pretty regularly that said something about you can get a universal key made somehow with a locksmith.
So like that BMW, when we got the bags for that, it came with a keying kit. So you
Oh.
could match it.
Mm.
You actually, the cylinders were out and you set the cylinder up to your key and then put it in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's nice. When I got my tour pack, Harley just matched the lock with off my VIN number.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you can do that. Like if you order from Harley,
Oh yeah, I'm sure you
they'll
can.
just order like the correct locks or whatever.
I'll tell you what, those bags are expensive. I remember just when I lost one, just replacing some of the parts on the inside, I spent hundreds of dollars just getting replacement parts. I don't even know what a whole bag costs, let alone
No,
2.
it's $1,000. It's over $1,000. to
It's
put
like
them on.
2,200
I
for a
checked
set of
into
bags,
it.
right?
Yeah,
For
it's
the
Yeah, but I
spoiler
think
line?
for ours, you just buy the like outside shell. That's the only part that's color matched.
But I think I saw
locks on
something
the inside though.
like a year or so ago with Sport Glide bags, and because people wanted to buy them to put them on something else when they were like $2,200.
Yeah, it's a couple grand to do it because I was looking to do hard bags and that's how I landed on the ones that I have. I had Dustin checking into it for me, and
I couldn't even find him an answer. Here you had other bags ordered.
Yeah, well, I knew when I found those at the price that I wasn't going to beat it, so that's when I jumped on it. Yeah,
that makes
Oh,
sense.
you beat it all right. You beat it hard.
Yeah.
Not like Ryan though.
No, Ryan's
beats
been beating it.
12 hours a day.
Yeah. Ryan just got out of bed after beating it.
Poor
So,
little
all
fella.
night.
He's been beating it for 12 hours straight.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. I beat it so much.
I guess.
I don't even know, man. And you shifted through every gear you got while you were beating it, didn't you?
Yep. High to low, low to high.
Mm.
Two
All
pumps and a
gears.
twist.
You know you're getting old when shifting a truck makes your shoulder hurt.
Shit,
I
dude.
can't imagine, dude. Those have to be a lot different than shifting a car.
Yeah, it's
Hell yeah.
and you go by the old adage, right? If you can't find them, grind them.
Yeah. It's probably got a nice
And he
long
did.
throw on it too. Long stroke.
Long
It's a
stroke.
long stroke. It's not that short stroke shifter.
Did
Nope.
you hang
It's a
out
long stroke.
at the showers at the truck stop after?
I didn't use any truck stops. I will tell you this though, those trucks are surprisingly, they have I think it's got a turbo diesel in it because it gets up and moves for how fucking big they are. You get up to speed quick. I'm surprised by that. And you get that much weight moving down the road. You're like, you feel a little bit like I'm indestructible. If I hit something, it's just going to die.
Yeah. Fuck you. I'm coming through, bitches.
That's right. Exactly. You just don't start off fast because of that, you that was the one thing that was hard for me is like, when you're in a car, you even on your motorcycle,
you can
turn a corner.
jackrabbit.
Well, you can stay in first gear, you know what I mean, for a lot longer. Turning a corner in a semi, you're in first gear, second gear, and third gear before you're even around a corner. I mean, it's a lot different.
It's a lot of shifting. So has your weather changed up there yet, Ryan?
It was really funny. We went from, so I worked on Tuesday a week ago. Yeah, a week ago, I was out there turning a field for the farmer that Bob works for, and it was 83 degrees.
Son of a bitch.
And it was 56 yesterday, and it was in the middle of the night last night, it was 30.
Well, I pulled out of here yesterday on that ride, and it was 44 when I left. And I was like, I might just fucking stay home. I mean, I was on the fence. I was like, it's fucking cold.
Transition. There was no transition.
Well,
we went from
I think
a summer day.
Well,
we did the same thing here.
There's a storm in Canada that's pulling all that cold air down right now.
You know what? I'm so tired of hearing about these fucking Alberti Clippers and this and that. It sounds like a jet stream of bullshit.
It is, though. It's a massive storm in Canada right now, and it's that back. What are they? I'm tired.
Everything's with this fucking Canadian air. We had Canadian smoke, and now there's a fucking storm in Canada. God damn it!
Bet you that storm shaped like a dick.
Yeah, it's a big dick. It's just coming down and poking you in the face.
Of course, it's coming down.
It looks like a big starfish, actually. But, that's a topic of another podcast.
Yeah. Big dick-shaped storm saying "smile like a donut."
Oh boy!
So we did a quick turnaround. FTBM is it's already October. It's like 9 months away already.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be here before we know it. And I'll be honest, I'm excited because I want to get through winter. I hate fucking January and February.
I'm with you.
Which coming? It's like after Christmas, winter should be over. There's no reason for it to be around anymore.
Well, I feel like that's how we feel up here too, right? Get some snow, get some weather. Once Christmas is gone, just let it warm up and turn normal again.
Yeah, fall's good, man. I like fall. Leaves are changing, you know what I mean? Do all the pumpkin shit and the apple shit, and but after Christmas, everything sucks.
Dave's got to get his fill of the pumpkin spice lattes.
No, I don't like pumpkin spice.
Pumpkin squirt latte.
Mrs. Percy does that.
I'll drink the shit out of that pumpkin spice. That pumpkin can shit in my stuff all day long.
You can't even hear
I saw one of those where it was, I think Jared sent me. It was like a coffee cup with the pumpkin taking a shit.
Yeah, he can shit in my coffee all day long, dude. I love that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about next year just because I know, Tony, you're riding out.
Yep, I'm riding out.
That's a big thing for you.
It's a commitment.
I can't wait to hear about your journey.
And everybody that is Percy that you hear, that's not Barry White.
Sorry.
Hey,
he has been dick punched in the tonsils.
If any of you guys watch this on YouTube, make sure that you comment on Dave's beautiful hat that he seems to be wearing. I'm surprised he didn't burn that hat after yesterday, Dave.
What is it?
Dude, that was fucking ridiculous.
He's got this nice Dallas Cowboys hat on right now, and they threw up a monster turd yesterday.
They got their asses beat 4 times.
Yeah, they did.
It was it's quite ridiculous. But again, I'm a native, so I'm not somebody that lives somewhere else that roots for somebody else's team.
Only when he's in Dallas, he goes full native.
Full native.
Yeah.
I used to be a
we
Miami
watched
fan.
Kentucky get their ass fucking handed to them by Georgia Saturday. That was terrible.
I slept.
What was the score? Let's define getting your
It was
ass.
like 50 something to. I think Kentucky got 14 or 17 points up.
Okay, that's about the same as last night, 42-10.
That's how Nebraska played. It was terrible. They're terrible all the time now, though.
So, Brittany, you moved to Kentucky, and now you're still a Nebraska fan.
Yeah, I feel the same way as Dave does. Like I grew up as a Husker fan, And Jared and I went to a UK football game last year, and we tried to buy UK shirts, but we just couldn't bring ourselves to like convert over and buy UK.
You got to go to Rupp Arena and watch basketball. That's the good stuff.
Football's more fun to watch, I
football,
think. But
there's only one sport. It's football.
But I think UK has been doing pretty good this year.
Yeah, they're 4-1. I mean, they went into that game pretty strong, but
and Georgia was number 2.
Georgia's number 1. They're national champions last year. I mean, those motherfuckers are.
Tony, are they? Is UK in the SEC?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I mean, you lose 2 games in the SEC and your season's over with.
You lose one, you're fucking done. Because I mean, it's so competitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does college football have homecoming?
Yep.
Do they have homecoming
I believe
games?
So.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what do they do? What do they do in Nebraska? All the fans run through cornfields backwards. I'm excited. The hockey season starts tomorrow for the hockey fans.
Did you see the new Dixon flannel shirt?
No.
It's in honor of hockey.
Oh yeah, dude.
I wore my Dixon to work today. One of them.
And who?
Yeah. I couldn't find any takers. It wasn't from lack of trying.
Dicks on, dicks off.
Yeah. Isn't that Dixon? Is it red, white, and blue?
Nope.
Just black and blue.
They released a hockey one.
They just released one. Like I think it was today they dropped it. It's I'm pretty sure it's a throwback to the Mighty Ducks.
Oh yep.
I was like
Mighty Ducks 2.
I really want to buy one.
They had one. I think they called it the Great One or something like that. When it was the Gretzky version, they had that
this
colors.
One's called the Quack.
Oh yeah,
the
Quack.
It's like purple and
Quack flannel. Yep, those are that's the
Yeah.
D2 Mighty Ducks movie colors.
Yeah.
Lots of turquoise.
Fucking Dixon. They're fucking never-ending release.
I know.
Oh, yeah,
it's bad because
the
you get the
little tag
notifications and then you're like, oh, let me go look.
You know, you
never-ending.
can hit the unsubscribe.
Nah, it's too fun.
I did.
Exactly.
It's too fun.
It's way too
to spend
fun
money.
to see all the new ones come out. Teaches you to have self-control. You're like, oh, that's really cool. I do not need to spend $60.
Actually, that's pretty much not why they do that, but you know.
That's what our teenage
I didn't say
years
that was
for
their
boys are supposed
motive.
to teach us to self-control.
I'm saying it's teaching me self-control
Those
because
Dixon
you're like,
flannels
I don't need
blow
to buy
dick
this
compared to the Iron Horse flannels. Those are nice.
Those are really soft, but I do wish they had. So like Dixon does the male and female cut on the shirt. I think Ibar should also do that.
What is there, like titty room or something in the male and the female? What's
basically?
Yeah,
Jackie wears one. She's pretty robust up.
That'd be a hard business case to make.
The female cut, even like female cut shirts, they're not square. They're cut at like an hourglass shape.
Andy actually did a female cut on one of her shirts at the hotel at FDBM.
Her FDBM shirt. She decorated that thing all up good.
She did a female cut on that.
No, she didn't bedazzle it.
Took the scissors out.
She cut up all of her shirts.
Yeah.
They look good though.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out, I was like, how did you get a custom shirt? And then I realized
me too.
It was custom. It was custom by Andy.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
I haven't even washed my bike from FDBM.
What?
Oh, you nasty ass fucker.
You know what?
It's just been a long go of it.
I got home yesterday with an empty gas tank. I didn't even stop at the gas station. I was so cold.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you go immediately today and get gas in your bike, or is it still sitting there?
It's sitting out there with an empty gas tank. I got home immediately and got in the shower.
Yeah.
I look like Luke Skywalker in that water tube.
Did you did you have to do the shower, Tony? You have to start it off at like lukewarm because you're so cold. If you go,
yeah, dude, I got in there at normal temperature and I was like, hot.
Yep, that's the mark. That's the mark of spending a long time on your bike when it's cold out. You know, you can't even take the hot shower right away.
Yeah, man, you don't realize how cold you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think at a certain point you just kind of. It is what it is, and then when you realize how cold you are, you're like, "Fuck, man, I was freezing."
The cold hands are what really always what bothers
the hands
me the
are
most.
bad.
Yeah.
the hands. I got those Indy Ridge boots, and I'm gonna say, man, my feet were toasty in them motherfuckers. First time ever.
Yep, I've been really impressed with with them, and I have.
Have you guys bought the ventilated ones yet?
I wouldn't buy them just because it's just not practical for me. It doesn't make any sense for me to buy them.
Oh, they're so nice in the summer.
Yeah, but they ain't worth a shit right now.
Yeah, but most of the time you ride when it's warm anyways. I don't have the Indy Ridge ones, but I have ventilated boots. It's amazing. It's
most of the time,
nice.
most of the time I ride when it's warm. Is that what you just said to me, Brittany?
No, Tony usually rides when it's warm.
I'll tell you what, I got these ventilated underwear. They're fantastic.
Oh, Air Knits by Mac Weldon. Yeah, those too. Yeah.
The
Crack Weldon.
This is
Crack Weldon.
It rained so much this year that if Dave and I would have been wearing ventilated boots, we would have just had wet feet the whole time.
Dude, I had standing water in my fucking underwear. I can't imagine what the boot situation would have been.
Right,
like.
I know.
Well, I mean, if they're not waterproof anyways, you'd be soaked whether they're ventilated or not.
No, most motorcycle boots now are waterproof. I mean, I wouldn't buy a pair, honestly, if they didn't have some type of waterproofing. It doesn't make sense.
It rains in the summer, too.
Yeah, it rains all the time.
You guys can hate on them all you want. It's fucking nice having air come through your shoe when it's hot out.
Fair weather rider.
Go back and watch my YouTube videos. I've ridden plenty when it's 50, 60 degrees.
That's fair weather. Are you fucking kidding me? That's years of fair weather.
I'm not going to ride when it's 30. It's so fucking cold. We've talked about this. It's just not practical.
All right, guys, I gave it the O College try. Fuck off to every one of you.
You got to go get some chloroseptic on those
go
tonsils.
To bed. You look tired.
Right.
Take care, Dave.
You need some numbing spray on those tonsils next time.
Need numbing spray on something.
Yeah, like those. Use them like Mike Tyson used them as a speed bag.
Good night.
Take care, Dave.
See ya.
Adios.
Adios, amigos.
NyQuil and pass the fuck out.
Yeah, no kidding. Wake up in the middle of the night with those crazy dreams.
He's been
those
sick
NyQuil dreams.
Oh yeah, he's been sick for a minute, dude.
Yeah,
dude, I was sick for almost 2 weeks.
The flu.
When I came to FDBM, that was the first day I felt good. Was the day I left to come to FDBM. I had something going on for 2 weeks.
Man, I was worried about being sick, and here you guys were all sick anyways.
I wasn't sick.
I wasn't.
You're always
I
sick.
felt pretty good.
I'm always sick.
Sick, disgusting, all those things.
Dirty bastard. The dirty bastard. Percy's over there.
So Tony, of all the mods that you recently did to your bike, is there one that stands out as being your favorite?
I'm going to say yesterday the bags.
Okay.
Because they were so handy. You know what I mean? The leather pros are nice, but they were a pain in the ass to get into. You know what I mean? They weren't easy to get into. The same with those little thrashing bags I had. Pain in the ass to get into. These are click, click, open. You know what I mean? You get your shit in and out easy. They're fucking great.
The thrashing bags, I think that they serve a very great purpose. But the thing that bothers me about them is that they're water resistant, right? So if you did get caught in a really bad storm, they're not going to keep your shit dry, No,
it's just nice to have room to put shit too, And the fairing, the fairing's badass. I'm still working out some kinks on it, but it's getting there.
Sure. Yeah, it's always tricky to when you do a mod that you kind of, it's like I don't remember, we were talking to somebody a while back and they had put a new Memphis Shades fairing on their bike. Well, I know Brittany went through this too, that not every mod is perfect when you first put it on. Like fairings especially, sometimes they need some adjusting. You maybe you don't have the right windshield size, maybe the pitch of your fairing isn't right to give you the adequate wind protection. So some of them, it takes a minute to get your shit dialed in.
Yeah, it's getting there. My biggest thing is I'm still figuring out the blinker situation because I had to move the blinkers.
Sure.
And where I got them, it's not working where they're mounted. So I need to get that figured out. But the way that it mounts, man, it's fucking snug. You know what I mean? I mean, that bracket is a tight fucking fit to begin with.
And that bracket, is it frame? It's frame mounted, right?
It's frame mounted. So what it does, it mounts to the top mounts to the gas tank bolt.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, and then there's a bottom that mounts to the engine mount.
Okay.
Right below the horn is where the bottom mounts, and then there's two like side riggers that come off that support the side of the fairing. And then, but yeah, it's a really tight fit. I mean, getting that thing onto the frame, it's fucking snug. You got to change your bolts out at the bottom of your triple trees.
Sure.
Can we take a minute and just look back and realize how far Tony has come from day one of the podcast, where he was fuck windshield, fuck saddlebags, fuck this and that, and he's got all those stuff.
Got
those
it all
now.
Right. He's looking to buy heated gloves. Right. He was like, I ain't riding if it's cold. Right.
I'm not wearing gloves.
Right. Exactly.
I've had this leather jacket, I shit you not, for 2 years, and I think this was the first time I ever broke it out. Was yesterday.
Well, I remember when you bought the jacket, because you were texting back and forth, like, do you have one? What, you know, pros and cons, whatever. And I remember you went out and bought it, and then you wore it a few times, and you're like, oh, it's heavy, it's, whatever. And I think you just made the decision to not ride when it was cold.
Yeah, and I will say now it's very big.
Yeah,
it's very big.
What'd you think of those Odin Roper gloves?
I think they're pretty cool looking, man. But I need something that's I think to wear those, just to wear them if it's not cold. I think I'm gonna get a pair just for that.
Right.
But for the cold, I really need heated fucking. That was the only thing that really gave me a hard time yesterday with my hands.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a pair of them too. I really like those Roper gloves.
Yeah, they look good.
Look dope. Yeah.
I
bet you all the cool chopper kids wear those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I joined a club that only Ryan belongs to.
Oh, do tell.
Dick chokers?
Last weekend. No, dude, I got the
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
There we go.
We didn't talk about last week because we had Chelsea on.
Damn it! I'm gonna have to get that.
Yeah, when Ryan told me that he wanted me to design this thing for him real quick and say he was gonna do it for a tattoo, I was like, why the fuck didn't I think of that?
Yeah. Where's yours, Ryan?
On his taint.
Mine's on this arm, right up here.
Yeah.
So, and the only difference is I added I just had him drop down to like a puzzle piece on there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, mine's up there. So
I got this.
Dustin went
space right here. Is probably where I'm going to go with it.
Are you going to get the logo or are you going to get the tank?
I think I'm going to do the logo, man. Since you two did it, I might as well fucking go. Just because it's a pretty cool piece, and I like the idea of putting the pieces around too. That'd be some nice filler.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
that's
still healing. There's like slight scabbing and some parts need to heal, but he did a good job.
Do you use lotion, aftercare lotion?
Yeah, I use Vaseline for 3 days, and then because they use that Sanoderm.
Okay.
Yeah, that second skin type shit.
That was the first time I've ever had that. I've been in the chair so many times that it was usually just take the gauze off after 2 hours, wash it with fragrance-free soap.
Yep.
Let it dry, and then apply whatever my tattoo artist recommended.
Sure.
A&D, whatever it was. They keep changing. It seems like every year it keeps changing.
It's always changes. I use first 3 days I use that fucking Aquaphor.
Mm-hmm. I use that
too. And then
too.
after that, just a unscented lotion.
I don't remember them telling us to use Vaseline when I got mine.
There's there's artists that say use it. There's some that say don't. Yeah.
They just said vitamin E. Like,
I tell you what,
some vitamin E and put it on there. And then wash it 3 times a day.
Wrapping a tattoo for me, this is just me. Now, I'm not speaking for anybody else, but that wrapping of the tattoo, like, so my guy uses like a whole bunch of Vaseline after the tattoo's been done. And then he wraps it my guy uses saran wrap instead of like Aquaphor, right? So he wraps in saran wrap. And then he told me the first time I went to him, he was like, if you can leave it on for 24 hours, do that. He said, but if you can't, 12 hours will work. So I usually do 12 hours with mine. I have not scabbed, not a single sleeve since I started, or of all my sleeve that I've had work done with my guy. I haven't scabbed at all since I started with that method of leaving that wrap on for 12 hours.
You know how long I leave that wrap on?
5
until
minutes.
I get in the car.
2 seconds. Yeah.
I figured as much with you.
Yeah, it comes right off.
It's been forever since I got mine, so I don't. But it's on the shoulder too, so I wonder if they don't put Saran wrap on anyways, just because of
It's all about keeping the scabbing to the minimum. So
yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I do remember that they said, like, because your skin is so sensitive, they're like, don't put soap directly on it. Lather the soap and then put the lather on. And I had someone help me wash it, like one of the first times, and they just like, they just like squirted a whole bunch of soap on. I kept emphasizing, I'm like, you gotta lather the soap first.
Yep.
Squirts a bunch of soap on, starts rubbing the shit out of my shoulder. And
well, guess what? It's not going to wash off.
You're never helping me with this again because it was so painful.
Hence
it's not going to wash off.
There
I
you
guarantee
go,
you that.
Did you guys see Jackie's new tattoo?
Is it the R2D2?
No. She got one a few days ago.
No.
My cousin Ben up at Springfield, he's got a shop. I probably talked about him before, but she got this awesome. Yep. She loves Halloween.
Okay.
Big time. So she got like this pumpkin with like this. I think it's like a wooden crucifix behind it and a moon and like a little scene. It's pretty awesome.
Huh? No, we didn't see it.
It's you can get it on IG. She put it on IG.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to my cousin next because I'm getting a piece. I'm gonna get another piece. I'm doing this whole arm as like personal stuff to me.
Oh yeah.
So I want to get like a big cactus on the outside of my arm here to commemorate my time I lived in Arizona.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll have to wait till
That's a good idea, Dustin.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea to do an arm like that.
Yeah. I figured if I got this on the inside of my forearm, I might as well go full sleeve.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to do that. Fuck.
Better make an appointment, Tony. Dustin's got
dude, I'm gonna be honest, man. Getting this under here done, I'm gun shy, dude. I did this arm, and let me tell you what, it was fucking awful.
Yeah, they're not that inside of that arm, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking awful. I did this one.
Especially up there. I bet that hurts.
But
and you know what blew my mind that I saw recently? They make fucking numbing cream.
They do.
Yeah, dude,
I've had it.
Does it work?
Does it work for everyone though?
So the stuff that I had, he had to do the outline without it.
Okay.
Because the skin has to be broken. Okay. And then he put that numbing cream on, and the sensation made me nauseous. I'd just as soon not use it.
Really?
Yeah. Because you didn't feel anything, but it was a really weird sensation going on.
Oh.
And it kind of made me sick. But
it probably affects everyone differently too.
Yeah. But I mean, you couldn't feel it. You couldn't feel the pain wasn't there. It was just a weird, I don't know.
I'm old school, right? So you always get that question when people see your tattoos, they're like, does it hurt? Right?
Yeah, it hurts.
Does it hurt? Yeah. That's my answer. That's my answer to everyone. Yep. I'm like, it does. You have to earn them.
Yeah, I'm with you. You got to earn it. If you're going to get them, you got to earn it. Now, if you're getting your ribs done or something like that, hey, maybe we'll use a little. Give me a little Lanacane.
The ribs I'm getting done are the ones on the fucking grill.
Yeah.
I think it would hurt so bad.
Yeah, I've wondered. Done.
I haven't asked yet because I don't really know any tattoo artists in this area, but I've wondered if, like, since I'm on anxiety medication, I don't know if that affects how it feels when you get one.
I got a perfect solution for you. Don't take the medicine.
I'm still going to take the medicine, but I'm curious because I remember when I got mine and they said, like don't take painkillers and other things because it's not necessarily going to make it hurt less.
I don't know. I was in there getting one done when a guy was having his ribs done, and he looked fucking miserable, dude. I mean, the sounds coming out of that area.
You hear the high pitch needle sound.
I mean, just squirming. He was just squirming.
It's in the bone.
Well,
I cannot imagine.
The thing that I found interesting too is that now all their guns are wireless too, right?
Yeah.
And so many of them don't even make they don't make the sound.
Well, they're rotary. They're like a new way that they work. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do know that the ribs hurt and the chest hurts because I got that little
I was just gonna ask, has anyone done like the collarbone? I think your collarbone
it fucking,
would be super
it fucking
painful.
sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure chest has got to be not very much
cool.
fun.
No, it fucking sucks, man. I thought I was pissing my pants. He literally was hitting some type of nerve.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I was like,
you...
dude, I'm pissing. He goes, no, you're not. And I was like, I'm telling you, I'm pissing in my pants right now.
He's like, I hear this all the time.
Yeah.
So I think we have a couple of Discord questions, don't we? We should hit up those Discord
I have
questions.
No idea.
Ryan's
There's
like,
one
I got beat trucked. Gotta get to the beat laboratory.
Get to the beat laboratory, damn it.
Got to do the beat down.
Are sugar beets red?
No, they're white.
Are they white?
Yeah. And actually, when they're processed, after they've been processed, I think it's a little brown. They bleach it to make the sugar white. Otherwise, it would be a brown color. Yeah.
We did have somebody comment about our episode last week. Sorry,
okay. Go ahead. Read it.
So obviously Chelsea's not here to answer any questions, but in case she listens to this episode, Oregon Mac commented that he's been sober for 29 years. He said, nothing really stops me from going to events on the West Coast. However, I do ride with guys and gals that are very early in their sobriety. And he says, I know how uncomfortable it was when he was early on in recovery.
Hey, I need to give that guy a shout out, Oregon Mac. So, because there's history here, and so bear with me for a second. So, you may remember, Brittany, I don't know, but a while back, Oregon Mac asked us if we were ever going to do a meetup on the West Coast. You probably do remember it.
I don't know if I do know that one.
And we said, and I said, fuck no, right? That was my answer. Right. And so when we did the Sturgis one, he jumps in Discord and he was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And then he puts the laughing emojis and he was like, I asked you guys if you were ever going to do anything on the West side. And he goes, I see that now FDBM is in Sturgis. I'm almost positive he's got his tickets or his reservations and everything made already.
Yeah. But so, technically that's the Midwest.
Well, it's, you know what though? Like if you're talking about
closer than fucking Illinois.
Yeah,
closer than Hogs and Frogs. Yeah.
Exactly. Because he said for him it's 1,200 miles. So you know,
I've come to the conclusion that Sturgis is 1,200 miles from everywhere.
Yeah,
I mean it's a fucking geographical anomaly. Yeah, it's fucking 1,200 miles from everywhere.
Yeah, just about. Yep.
All right, you're 1,300.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This will be the first time FDBM will be under 1,000 for me. I'm excited.
Let's see. What else do we got? We have a question from Swedish Style Chopper. Says, are there hard rules and regulations in the U.S.? Sorry. Are there as hard of rules and regulations in the U.S. as it is here in Sweden when it comes to building your own bike? Here, almost every part of your bike needs to be approved by the. I think that's supposed to say organization.
You don't even have to finish that. No.
There you go.
Well, and it's state by state. So Tony was saying something about how in Kentucky you have to have working blinkers, right, Tony? A brake light.
You have to have
blinkers.
a blinkers and a horn and a mirror. Now, as
don't you have to have
far
a
as
brake
like
light?
the horn goes, you could put a fucking bicycle fucking horn on it, honker. You know what I mean?
Right.
It doesn't have to, but yeah, and of course a headlight and a tail light, a brake light. Those are mandatory, but they're pretty much on every chopper. But you don't see a lot of blinkers, and usually people don't wire up horns and things like that because they want to keep it clean. But yeah.
And it's state by state. So I know like in North Dakota, we have very, very, very few regulations. And I think it would also go for aftermarket too, right? So if he bought a stock motorcycle and he was going to put an aftermarket part, it has to be approved by their or whatever organization. But I will say this, it also depends on your state because like in California, you have to have your bike emission tested every year, every other year, or something like that. So if you have shit on your bike that's illegal and it affects the emission standards, you're not going to get licensed, right? We don't have any of that shit in North Dakota. I can do whatever the fuck I want to. There's no emission standards. So it is a state by state situation for some of those things. Tony, do you have to have your guys' bikes inspected at all?
So if it comes from out of state, it has to be inspected, but it has to have just those elements.
Yeah,
so it
do
doesn't.
Some checks.
Yeah, I mean, as far as they're concerned, you could cut the fucking VIN off of a bike and build a complete bike around that VIN, and it's fine.
Oh wow, that's very liberal. Yeah.
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 As long as the VIN number matches the title, you could have just fucking cut that one pipe out and put it in a new frame, and they would be, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, that's good.
What about you guys, Dustin? Do you have to have any of your shit inspected?
I don't know. It's Illinois. If they can make money off of us somehow, they'll put something in effect to where you gotta have your shit inspected. I'm sure. Yeah. I honestly don't know.
Well, you probably don't have to have it inspected if you've never had it. If you've never had it done, you probably don't have to.
It's usually pretty liberal though. But I mean, here, like, if I was to buy a bike in state and not put any of that shit on it, they won't. I don't have to have it inspected, so it doesn't matter.
Does it work that way for insurance too?
I don't know, man. As far as insurance goes, I mean, I've never had somebody come out and inspect my bike for insurance or a car or anything.
I haven't either, and I would guess that that's just independent with the insurance company. Yeah. And I would guess the only way that they would ever say anything is if they were trying to get out of paying you.
Yeah,
like if you got rear-ended and then you wanted to get paid, and they're like, "Oh, you don't have brake lights."
Well, that might be a problem. Well, I had this flag.
Yeah, the flag. I don't know what you're talking about. I have the red glove on.
I had the red flag on the back. I mean, right. Cocksucker couldn't see that.
Right. They're too busy. They're too up in your neck of the woods, Tony. They're too busy looking at that. What's that? What do they call it? The Old Glory. What's that flag called? That you guys fly in your neck of the woods?
What, the fucking Confederate flag?
Oh, the Confederate flag. That's
the stars
one.
And bars.
Is that? I knew there was another word for it.
There is yeah.
Stars and bars. That's what they call it.
You go out in the country in the back. They're definitely still around.
We should get one of those flags sewed right on the back.
I mean, I don't own one. And I don't fly one. So let's just get that out of the way.
I've seen a few flown in these parts.
You go down to like Georgia and Mississippi. I mean, they're not little ones. These are like fucking house size ones. They're flying down there. I mean,
what was it? We were driving to Florida and we saw a fucking huge one somewhere.
Yeah.
That was like a Confederate memorial or cemetery or something like that.
We actually, all the Confederate memorials here in Louisville were all removed.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have any left.
You had a Robert E. Lee statue, didn't you?
We had a few. There was actually one in the Capitol building in Frankfurt that was moved. And
did they just do that recently?
Yeah, a few years back. And all the ones here in Louisville, we had quite a few statues throughout the city, Confederate statues that were all relocated.
There's one dude out in the middle of Kentucky somewhere that no one knows where, and he's got them all in his front yard.
Yeah, no, they were all relocated to like different areas of the state. I mean, they weren't destroyed; they were put in different little towns and cities throughout the state.
That one dude's front yard.
Yeah,
maybe.
All I know is we were on the ride, and that one was up in the thing, and I heard you go, Jesus Christ. What is
yeah. Well, we turned the corner and Tony's like, we're in the thick of it now. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Where's the fucking General Lee at?
Yeah.
Well, there was a Confederate flag. There was a Don't Tread on Me flag.
Yeah. Chickens running around the yard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Sure. There was one of those, what do you call them? Those little penis trucks in the front yard.
Yeah, dude. As soon as we rounded the corner.
No, not the Ford Ranger. You know the Ford F1 shitty that has the huge tires on it.
F1 shitty.
Oh Jesus! Is that all we got, Brittany?
Let's see. Here's a really easy one. Blake asks, what is the longest solo trip you've each taken on your bike? Distance and duration.
Oh, okay. Solo trip. Okay.
I haven't done any solo trips. I mean, I've ridden around, like I'll take a Saturday and ride around in Kentucky, but I wouldn't necessarily consider that a trip because I'm not staying overnight anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but Brittany, I'll give you a pass on that. If you have been out or gone out on a Saturday and been gone 6, 7, 8 hours, and you're the only one, and you're not riding with anyone, and even if you stopped and had lunch by yourself or whatever, it's not a trip. You're not going somewhere, but you're still riding by yourself for a period of time. You know what I mean?
I mean, I've gone out and been out like half a day. I don't know.
Sure.
3 or 4 hours. Like I'll just ride towards like Red River Gorge or whatever, pick a highway.
You rode out to Missouri?
That wasn't
not
solo.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It said solo.
Yeah, all the trips I've done so far, I've gone with Jared. I mean, part of that's because obviously he likes to do trips, and part of it's because I was new enough to riding that I didn't want to try and make a trip on my own anyways.
Sure.
I mean, I could probably do a short one on my own. I'd just rather have company.
Sure.
Company doesn't hurt, that's for sure.
I found a solo trip to be very liberating. In fact, all the guys that I ride with, I have suggested, I'm like, every one of you needs to get out and do a solo trip, and we've all done them now. We hadn't at one point, but now we've all done them. In fact, Nick did a solo camping trip. Bob did that Iron Butt. Mine was 8 days. So, and that was Hogs and Frogs last year. I rode down, and that's when I did my cam and all that kind of stuff. And I was on the road for 8 days. And I think that trip was just under 4,000 miles all told over the 8 days.
Yeah. Ryan wins.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
So, and
Have
Dave
you,
is,
Dustin? You've
Dave
ridden
probably
by
actually
yourself.
has been, I know for sure Dave's been on the road solo longer than I have. In fact, I think he did the 2 weeks, something like that this summer when we rode out to Sturgis. I think he was on the road for 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, he did. I think, Dustin, you've done my house a couple times, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done between 800 and 900 mile trip to Louisville a couple of times.
It's probably a little different too if you don't have like your spouse, significant other doesn't ride because I know all of us have some motorcycle friends, but it's probably harder to plan a trip with, a friend versus like you just have to do it on your own or you're not going to do it, right?
Yeah. I have found, to me, it's equally enjoyable, but for completely different reasons. The solo trip is. To me, the benefit to a solo trip is that you can ride entirely on feel. So I've ridden on a solo trip and stopped after 75 miles and then ridden 200 miles and not stopped, in between. Because I know there are some people that ride and they go tank to tank, right? They don't get gas they don't stop till they're out of gas. When I ride group rides with our buddies, we usually ride between 100 and 130 miles before we stop for gas. So I think that's the benefit to me of a solo ride is that you're riding entirely on how you're feeling. And I find that I make very good time that way because then I can stretch out a gas stop, or sometimes I just want to get gas, take a leak and go. And sometimes I want to rest. So, I usually on a solo ride, I usually feel better myself because all part of that trip has been governed by me. So
you're in control.
Yeah. But
you set the pace.
You set the pace.
Yeah.
That's why my taint is done.
Yeah, that's why it's important to find a good group of riders that you gel with when you're riding, because that makes all the difference in the world. Because if you're riding with people that have an entirely different riding style than you do, or a different idea of a long solo trip or a long trip, it could be a pretty miserable experience.
We did pretty good on our trip this year to Alabama. I was the one who typically was like, hey, let's stop. And then all the guys came up to me and they're like, I'm glad you said something. I didn't want to be the one to like make us stop, but
I'll say
see, I have no problems.
None of us
I
care
have no
at all.
problems
like, if you
with
gotta
that.
take a piss or whatever, just like
no.
say
When you
something.
hit 40, you do not hold your piss.
No,
that's right.
I was yesterday. We were riding. I was like, guys, I'm stopping. Y'all can go if you want. I got to piss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you guys? We actually were on a trip. I think it was this summer. We stopped, got gas. Everybody pissed, and like had a drink or like had a soda or something like that, and had a candy bar. So we did our normal gas stop. I shit you not. 30 miles down the road, I'm like, guys, I got to pull off again.
I got to
feel
piss.
like that always happens.
Yeah.
Because especially if it's warm out and you stop and you're like, all right, I got to hydrate. Then you end up drinking too much of whatever and then having to pee right away.
Yep.
Hey, man.
Or you hit a bump and you're like, oh fuck, now I really gotta pee.
I'll
shook
piss
that
my
loose.
pants.
Yeah.
I have
Damn it.
when it hits me, I got to go. There's no delay.
Yep. That's
that
why I'm
all we
looking
got?
forward to Sturgis. It'll be an adventure to go. 2,000 miles round trip plus riding time there.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I've been wanting to do something like
I'm
this for a while.
looking forward to the Black Hills. I want to ride the Black Hills. I want to see Mount Rushmore. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff out there that I'd like to see, and a lot of bucket list stuff.
You got to go to Devil's Tower. You got to do there's a couple national parks.
From what I've read, it's like the Black Hills is phenomenal.
Well, the Black Hills will be right in the middle of the Black Hills in Whitewood, right? So, but you got to go to the Badlands National Park. I mean, you'll totally get it. You'll understand. So I don't know if you know the story, but Badlands was where Sitting Bull went to outrun the United States cavalry. And when you go out there, you'll totally fucking get it. You'll be like, oh shit, no wonder why he got away. Because it is a, I don't want to say visceral experience, but it is a very unique experience in riding when you ride through the Badlands National Park. It's very cool.
I'm excited. I'm modding my bike. I'm getting ready to go.
Good. Ready to go.
Making it happen. Is that all the questions we got?
There might be more, but
yeah,
I'm really tired, so
Brittany's
scrolling.
Tired. All right.
So check it out. Me and the wife got the 21st off. We were going to go to the hockey game because Pittsburgh's in town to play St. Louis. But we were looking at ticket prices, and they're ridiculous. Just to sit in a lower bowl in a shitty section is like $140.
Okay.
So we're kind of like, I kind of don't want to pay that to sit in, I don't want to pay to sit in the nosebleeds and not be able to get a good view of the game. Because usually when they come to town, we get good seats. But Jackie gets this idea from her sister that there's this place in Oakville, Illinois called the Original Springs Hotel. It was featured on Ghost Hunters, and we might stay there the night.
Nice.
You're gonna go do a ghost hotel night.
Thinking about it.
Instead of hockey.
You better bring your Depends, dude.
We could watch hockey there.
Bring your Depends,
That's
because
true.
you get up in the middle of the night to take a leak, and there's somebody sitting on your toilet that's not supposed to be there.
Well, they'll keep it warm for me.
I don't know if I could do an overnight at one. I would go on like one of the tour things, but I don't know if I could stay in the hotel.
That shit's not for me.
I would.
I thought you stayed in something like that recently, Ryan.
What's that?
I thought you stayed in some like a haunted place or something this past year.
You're right. I did.
I'm not doing it.
I don't remember where, but you're right.
You all did.
Was it the
MMM 19?
Dahmer?
MMM 19. The Dahmer. Oh yeah, the Dahmer Hotel in Wisconsin for sure.
Didn't you stay in that?
Yeah. I didn't even know it was a Dahmer hotel.
I don't know if it's supposed to be haunted, but that's. I don't want to go there.
A hotel where like multiple, Jeffrey Dahmer was in that multiple murders happened. Yeah, for sure. I didn't know we were there like a full day, and then Kenny was like, this is a Dahmer motel, and I was like, you did what? I'm like, you booked us where? It's really cool though, because it has a really cool like 1950s vibe. It is everything is smaller. The bathrooms are so small that you have to go in and close the door, because you can't sit on the toilet and close the door at the same time, because there's only like a 3/4 of an inch for the door to close.
Dude,
Otherwise,
that's
it hits
how
the
like
toilet.
all fucking bathroom stalls are at stores.
No, it was really a really cool vibe, that hotel was. But yeah, I didn't know it was a Dahmer motel.
It's a good thing he didn't tell you first, because
I wouldn't have gone. I wouldn't have stayed there. Yeah, I'd have been like, nope, fuck you, I'm out.
I'm pretty sure they were supposed to tear that shit down, and the city just never did. They just
no, not this one. They tore down his house and some things like that. But this is on the historical register. This particular hotel is so.
Yeah, fuck all that.
It's messed up.
Fuck
Anyways.
all of that.
Yeah. Well, hey, we do need to mention something because we haven't mentioned it in a long time. But if you really enjoy what we're doing on FTBM, if you enjoy the podcast, consider joining our Patreon. We have a bunch of different tiers. It's a way to support the podcast outside of, listening. There's going to be all kinds of announcements coming up for what we're going to be doing for FTBM. There's member benefits on there for additional hotel discounts, that kind of stuff. So if you like what we're doing, join the Patreon and support what we're doing and get out there and buy some merch.
Yeah. We still have our Halloween shirt from last year up if you guys want to buy something spooky with FDB on it.
That's the only one I don't have yet, so I'm going to have to get that one this year.
That's one of the few I do have.
Yeah, I've got all the other ones. I think I got to get that one before we take it down.
Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, we want to thank you for joining this episode of FDB. Make sure you turn in next week where we will have Adam Sandoval on.
Oh, that's right.
Nice.
Adam Sandoval.
Adam Sandoval returns to the podcast next week. Till
Very
then,
cool.
You guys keep it dirty.